Hey gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing some new fragrances in my perfume collection, and all of these fragrances are absolutely delicious. This is quite literally the most delicious fragrance haul I've done in a while. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, then please keep watching. Hi friend, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Before we jump in today, as you can see, I am in a new location, and that is because right now in my state, Florida, there is a hurricane on the way. So my family and I made the decision to evacuate, and we have been keeping a very close eye on this hurricane because we still have family that are in Florida. So if you have a moment today, please send up a prayer for the state of Florida. I'm super duper grateful that we are in a position to be able to evacuate. I just thank God for that. And that just made me think about how we can sometimes take things for granted. And it's important that we take moments to acknowledge the small things that we are grateful for. So I would love it if you would take a moment and down in the comments right now, let me know something that you are super duper grateful for. If you're new here on this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey like today, and I also sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle here and there. So if you like any of those things, then I think you will love it here, and I would certainly love to have you be a part of the family. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. So first today, we're gonna be talking about some body care. This is the Jeto 71 Body Cream by Sol de Janeiro. So I got my hands on this limited edition body cream, and I have some thoughts. So this body cream, y'all, is absolutely delicious. It's a very lightweight body cream, so not super duper thick. And before we jump into the scent, the shimmer that's in here is very subtle. It just gives your skin like a your skin but better opalescence and glow. The shimmer in here is not thick, like thick pieces of glitter. It is so fine, and it just gives your skin a beautiful glow. So if shimmer scares you in body creams, this one is not that bad. This one has a less shimmer than, say, the Fenty body butter in the cinnamon scent. I can't remember the name right now. This one has less shimmer than that one. Now, when it comes to scent, this does smell like Jeto 71, but this is very light. And I would even say that the scent, it lingers for maybe about like 15-20 minutes before settling in, and so it's not a body butter that's going to remain scented throughout the entire wear. I think they probably made this body butter to pair with Jeto 71 to give it something to stick to and help the scent to last longer, but this by itself is not going to be scented for the duration of the wear. So if you were looking for something like that, I think you will be disappointed in this one. Although I absolutely love the scent of Jeto 71. It's one of my favorites. I was slightly disappointed that this one was not more scented. I think that for something that's limited edition, it's not giving us anything to write home about. It's not anything that you have to have, and that if you don't get your hands on this one, you're going to miss out. I think this smells nice. I think the consistency is beautiful. I love the way the shimmer is done, but it's nothing that if you miss out, you have to be sad about. There are other products that smell like this that are going to give you that sweet, salty, buttery, creamy, slightly chocolatey scent with a hint of popcorn. As a matter of fact, Let the Good Times Roll by Lush, as well as their Sticky Dates scents, are very similar to Jeto 71. So yes, those are my thoughts on Sol de Janeiro's Jeto 71 body cream with shimmer. The next fragrance that is new to my collection is one that I was hesitant about, but one of my subbies asked me to check it out, and at first I was like, I might wait until the price drops for this one because I'm not sure this is going to be absolutely amazing. This did not give me FOMO whatsoever, but I went ahead and got it. You all know I love honoring your requests, and I took one for the team and I picked it up. And this is Artisan Ethnique by Lattafa, and this is their Pride collection. So this beautiful fragrance has notes of cinnamon, sugar, rum, cacao, coffee, caramel, oak moss, tonka bean, cashmere, labdanum, and vanilla. If the notes in this fragrance sound familiar to you, that's because they are almost the same notes in Born to Stand Out's Sugar Addict fragrance. Yes, if you have been curious about that particular fragrance and you want to experience it at a fraction of the cost, I would say this is a nice one to pick up. For me personally, I am so happy with my purchase, y'all. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 fragrance. Now, that being said, when I first sprayed this fragrance, y'all, look what just happened. I just went to take the cap off and a part of the cap is still on the bottle. So I'm going to contact Amazon to let them know that my fragrance packaging came damaged and see what they can do. But yes, y'all, this one is pricey. So I don't know what to make of this. I know these fragrances are very new and you can see the adhesive on the top there. So definitely some quality control needed there. So let's see if we can get this back on, and yeah, there we go. So anywho, when I first sprayed this out, when I first got it, I was like, oh no, I think this smells like Lattafa's Khamra. And that feeling lasted for maybe a couple of minutes, maybe like 2 minutes. And then immediately afterwards, I started getting the most delicious pastry that I have ever smelled. So to me, this is giving a very rich and savory pastry. So picture like a chocolate croissant with cinnamon sprinkled on top. Those are the vibes with this fragrance. The rum is there, so this is a little bit boozy. It's not like overly boozy or anything, but the rum is definitely there. So maybe even picture like a pastry that has a filling inside, and the filling is like this milk chocolate that's spiked with a little bit of rum. It is then inserted into the pastry. The pastry is baked in the oven until it is nice and crispy and brown, and there's a glaze on top with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Those are the vibes with this fragrance. This one is very sweet, very savory, absolutely delicious. And y'all, this is new. This is brand new. It's straight from the factory. And the sillage for this fragrance, the lasting power for this fragrance, the projection for this fragrance is 10 out of 10, out of this world. So I can only imagine when this macerates what this is going to become. It is going to be absolutely beast mode. So if you're looking for a beast mode fragrance that is 10 out of 10 in every single way, this is one I would recommend. So barring the cap mishap, this fragrance is top tier. Absolutely top tier. Wow. This is a hidden gem. It is fantastic. I've yet to smell Sugar Addict, but if this inspired version is anything like the original, what a bold and powerful, sweet, and absolutely delicious gourmand this fragrance is. It is so good, y'all. Again, this is Artisan Ethnique by Lattafa. The next two newbies to my collection are from Paris Corner. This first one is called Minya. So I was really intrigued by this new Minya line of fragrances, and this one is the one that caught my eye simply because of the notes. I saw pistachio, I saw almond. It looked like it was going to smell sweet and creamy and a little nutty, and I was sold. When I received this fragrance, it smelled very different than anything I expected. So I thought the DNA of this one was going to be similar to a Yum Pistachio Gelato DNA, but this is not that. I did read that this was likened to Sol de Janeto's Jeto 62, and although I agree with that, I think this fragrance has some notable differences. I recently did a short talking about this one and the other one I picked up, so I will link those somewhere in this video. But for me, this one, although it has a similar essence to Jeto 62, this one, instead of being pistachio focused, is more almond focused. So you know how almonds compared to pistachios have a more bland taste? And you know how you can use almonds to make almond milk because they do have this creamy component, this creamy texture and consistency? That's what's prominent. It has a smooth and creamy almond nuttiness as opposed to like a salty and gritty sort of green pistachio element. Although there are pistachios in here, I feel like the almonds shine the most. And then this fragrance is very creamy. So it's both light and creamy at the same time. And then this one is also not overly salty. Although there is a salted caramel in this one, I find that it's a lot more subdued compared to Jeto 62. For me personally, Jeto 62 became a little bit too cloying. It was too salty, too dense, too nutty, just too much. And although I wore it all the time when I first got it, I quickly grew tired of it because I felt like it was just doing a little too much after a while there, especially after it macerated and it got stronger. It was just too salty, too dense, and maybe a little too nutty for me. This one, on the other hand, is a lot more subdued. Now, this is a new fragrance, so after it macerates, things can change. But as of right now, this is different than Jeto 62 because it's smoother, it's creamier, it's like a fluffy creamy, not like a dense, thick, cloying creamy. And the almond in here gives this a smooth nuttiness. This one, however, is not giving me any more than about 4 or 5 hours right now. And after like the 3-hour mark, it definitely becomes a scent bubble. This one also, as of right now, is not projecting very far. But I have high hopes for the performance because this is a brand new bottle of fragrance. So I'm interested to see how this one's gonna mature. And I will definitely be back per usual to give you all an update on this fragrance. But this is Paris Corner's newest Minya. And the last fragrance I have for you today is Paris Corner's Minya Coco Lush. So this one here, again, y'all, was nothing like what I expected it to be. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I got was not that at all. At all. I thought it was going to smell like a crispy, creamy, but a light whipped kind of creamy macaron. That's what I thought I was going to get from this fragrance, with maybe a little bit of a fruity backdrop. And while this fragrance does have fruity and creamy and sweet elements, it was surprisingly subtly tropical and very water-like in my opinion. Coco Lush has coconut milk and raspberry and pear. It has jasmine, freesia, and Broxton macaron. And I definitely pick up the coconut milk, the fruits. I also pick up the freesia, and I also pick up that sweet and creamy macaron. And this one, y'all, when I first smelled it, I was going crazy trying to figure out where I've smelled this before because it was so familiar. Absolutely familiar. So I slept on it. When I woke up the next day, I pulled it back out. I sprayed it on. I was going to my solid core class. I sprayed it all over my workout set and it came to me. This fragrance smells like Ariana Grande's Cloud Pink. Ariana Grande's Cloud Pink has a coconut water, it has fruits, I think it has an ambrette, and this fragrance has a musk. It also has moss and praline, and that gives it like this airy yet sticky sweet vibe. And this fragrance has ambroxan at the base, and also, like I mentioned, macaron. So the fragrances are very similar. The notes are not identical, but the scent is pretty similar. I would say this is 93% similar to Cloud Pink. So pretty. Absolutely beautiful. To my nose, very feminine, absolutely girly, and it gives off a very fresh, fruity vibe mixed with something creamy and sticky sweet. So to paint a picture of what this smells like in the simplest way possible, picture like a very fruity piña colada with whipped cream on top. To my nose, that is what this fragrance smells like. A very sticky, sweet, super fruity piña colada with a generous helping of whipped cream on top. I will have more thoughts on this fragrance as time goes on, so I'll be back with an update, but just know that that's what that smells like. Now, as far as projection, this one projects a little bit more than Minya, and this one also has a really nice sillage. So this one does last a little bit longer in my opinion. I got through a really sweaty 50-minute class and I could still smell this on me when I was done. So I think the performance on this one is nice to begin with, and as we all know by now, with Arabian Fragrances, is only going to get better. So while I can't speak too much to performance right now, what I will say is I think these are going to macerate and become moderate performers in every way. So moderate projection, moderate sillage, and you might get about like 5-6 hours of wear with these fragrances. We shall see, and I will definitely be back to update you all on whether or not these got better or stayed the same. This one is Minya Coco Lush by Paris Corner. If you are still here, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like on your way out because that helps my channel continue to grow. Thank you so much for helping me reach 10K. We are now at 10K and some change, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I'm excited to bring you so much more amazing content and just continue on this beautiful fragrance journey with you. So thank you so much for making that happen. If you enjoy fragrance content, I make quite a bit of it on this channel, and I would love to have you be a part of the family. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video. Before I go, I want to remind you to keep shining, keep smiling, no matter what life throws at you. God made no mistakes when He made you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and the world needs your smile, your unique gifts and talents. So keep shining and keep your head up and keep moving towards your beautiful and bright future. I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye!